Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing the new L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. And if you want to see more about this and see it in action, then just keep watching. Alrighty, so let's get started. The only thing that I have applied so far is some lip balm. This is Smacker Tsum Tsum Minnie strawberry flavored lip balm. And I put on my corrector because I do lip balm, corrector, foundation, concealer, and on and on and on. So that's all I've put on. And I've been using the City Color Correct and Perfect palette. And I just use that pink corrector right there on my dark circles. So that's all I have on so far. All right, let's begin. I have tried this foundation every which way. I've tried it with a brush, with a beauty blender, with my fingers. So application-wise, I've done it all. And my favorite way to use it is with a brush. The brush that I have been using is something that I purchased recently that I have not shown you in any hauls yet. As you know, I'm a big fan of e.l.f. makeup brushes, and this is the Ultimate Blending Brush. This is $6, and I believe I found this at Target, but you could probably get it anywhere that e.l.f. is sold. I love this brush. Add this to the list of e.l.f. brushes that I love. So this is my favorite way to use this foundation. Now, I used my fingers the other day and it worked just fine. A beauty blender tended to cut down on the coverage. It thinned it out, so then I had to use a little bit more than what I would normally use when I applied it that way. And that's normal. It's a sponge. You know, you dampen it or wet it and wring out the excess water, and so it's going to thin out your foundation a little bit. That's just the way the beauty blender is, so it has nothing to do with the foundation. That's just how it works. So I like using a brush. I did not encounter any problems with any of those applications. So let me tell you some of the claims because they're printed right on the back of the tube. The finish on this is natural. The wear time is 24 hours. The coverage is high, and the texture is air light. And that is absolutely true. It is a mousse type consistency. The most important thing I can tell you about this is it is super high coverage. When they say high, they are not kidding. Only use the tiniest little bit of product. If you use a lot, it's going to be a big cakey mess and you won't be able to blend it out. You won't be able to, you just won't be able to use it. You can only use a tiny little bit of this. It comes in a squeeze tube. Now, can you see how tiny that tip is? That's the first clue right there, that it's concentrated, because when you squeeze this, it comes out very slowly. And I think that was their way of trying to tell you that you don't need a lot. The only foundation that I have ever used that is this high coverage is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, but the consistency of that one is totally different than this one. This is a very mousse-like texture. The NARS one is liquid. So this is even easier to use because with the NARS one you have to shake it up really good because it could have a tendency to separate. Whereas this is a mousse, so I mean, you probably could or should shake this, but if you don't, I don't think it's going to separate unless it gets old. So just not to give the whole thing away right now, but I'm going to tell you right now, I've been using this foundation every day for a week, and I am so impressed with this. Now, you should know what kind of skin I have, because of course that's going to make a difference to maybe what your skin is like. I have mature skin because I'm 56 years old. I have normal to dry skin. So my skin is a little on the dry side. It isn't crazy dry, but it's a little dry. And as far as breakouts go, I have been having some issues here and there with breakouts in the last few months. And I don't know if it's the products that I've been using or if my skin is just having a tendency to break out for whatever reason. I don't know if it's diet or stress, or it could be a combination of a lot of things. But so my issues are an occasional breakout and mild dryness. Since I have been using this, I have not had any breakouts. And I think it's because of the ingredients that are in here. If my skin was trying to break out, it couldn't or wouldn't because of the combination of ingredients. And the only downside to that is it is a little drying on my slightly dry skin, but not so dry that it's causing any like patchiness or cracking or anything like that. However, because it tends to be slightly drying, you definitely don't need any powder on top of this. It gives you a natural finish, but when you touch it, it doesn't feel like skin, but it looks like skin. It's not going to make you glow, but it's not going to dry your skin to the point that it will crack or get patchy. So I would not recommend putting any powder over this because it could make it so dry that you would have those issues. So let's see. The price, I found this display at Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was $11.99, but that's at Bed Bath & Beyond, so prices will vary, and you know, it might be a little bit more if you were to buy it somewhere else. They also had it at Christmas Tree Shop, but that's part of the same company, so the price was the same there. But it should be popping up pretty much everywhere because this is one of their new launches. It's a permanent product, and all the reviews that I've seen of this so far are pretty much similar to everything that I have said. People are loving this. It is a great product that I feel like will work for a wide variety of people. But yeah, I guess that's, oh, wear time. People ask me about wear time on products all the time. And I have sort of a problem with that because my makeup doesn't change. Because I have slightly dry skin, I put my makeup on in the morning and I take it off at night, and it looks exactly the same as when I put it on in the morning. I think it's because my skin is slightly dry that is how it is for me. So I never have wear time with any of my products. It doesn't change. It doesn't ever look any different. So the 24-hour hold, I have no idea. But all I can tell you is I do my makeup fairly early in the morning, and I take it off fairly early in the evening, so I have it on for probably like, I don't know, 12 hours probably. And yeah, my makeup never changes or looks different. The only thing I ever have to touch up or change is my lip product. But that's because if you eat or drink things, your lip product is usually going to get messed up. All right, enough chit chat. If you have any specific questions, leave them in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So let's get started. I'm going to use that brush that I told you about. Really enjoying this. It's a synthetic dual fiber brush, in case you're curious, and this could be used for a variety of things. You could use this for foundation or powders or whatever you want, really. It's not huge, but it's not small either, so you could use these for a lot of different things. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a tiny amount. Can you see that? That's all I'm going to start with. When I say you don't need hardly anything, I'm not kidding. So let's start with this side of my face. So I'm just going to blend this in. I am in the shade Classic Ivory, which is what I normally would take for any L'Oreal or Maybelline product because it's the same company. Okay, so that little tiny amount did almost half my face. Not quite, but pretty darn close. So I'm going to put a little bit more on my brush. I'm going to try to put about the same amount. And as you can see, it covers my redness pretty well, but it leaves a little bit of pink behind. So when they say natural finish, they mean it. So the pink tones in my skin show through just a little bit. So I don't look like I'm wearing a mask or anything like that, but it's going to tone down that redness quite a bit. Alright, so all that's left is the top part of my face. Now I'm going to try to put a little less because all I have left is my forehead and maybe the eye area. So that's all I'm going to use. So I'm going to use that all over my eye area, and it's not causing any, irritation or anything with my eyes. Yeah, this foundation really agrees with me. It is ever so slightly drying, but it's not bad. Okay, so yeah, that covered up most of my redness, most of the unevenness of my skin. And I am going to finish my makeup and come right back. So that is it, you guys. I really like this foundation, and I think a lot of you would like it as well. I think they were trying to gear it towards people with normal skin, so if you're like me and you have slightly dry skin, as long as you use a good moisturizer when you get out of the shower, I don't think that you'll have any issues with it being too dry. But yeah, so I'm really, really loving this, and I would strongly recommend it, and I think you will be seeing this in my videos for a long time to come. I think this is going to be a big, big hit with a lot of people. So that's it for today, you guys, and thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.